Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here to talk about the truth. I watched a TikTok earlier this morning and it was heartbreaking to me. I guess it came from Reddit, if you're familiar with Reddit, and she was anonymous. But I'm sure it's a true story, even if it wouldn't be her true story. It's a true story for someone. She has a child, 7 years old, a son who is developmentally disabled. That's hard to say. She has decided that she needs to place that child, and she was writing to say that she feels so guilty that she feels so relieved about having that child leave the home. The situation destroyed her marriage. That happens often. It made her older son have a lot of issues because she couldn't focus any time on him. And she was distraught at the fact that it came to that decision, but she's being met with so much hate because of it. And there was a lot of hate in the comments on TikTok, but there was some support. But the overwhelming majority of the comments were saying how awful she was to do such a thing. I think that woman really must be completely lost and suffering to the point where she wants to tell a group of strangers what she's going through. Probably means she has very little support from family. She obviously has a husband who left because of the situation, which made her even more alone. She has not only this son to deal with, but another son. And if the other one seems to not need immediate attention, you're not going to give that child immediate attention if you're consumed by the attention that the 7-year-old son needs. And I feel sad that people can't share their story and have it be okay, to be completely honest. You know, when you think about it, if people aren't willing to hear the truth about someone's life, that makes the person even more miserable. Can you imagine? My life is so bad that people don't even want to hear about it. And they're going to shame me for sharing. Now, with me, when I used to have comments on, I used to get slammed for saying things, for sharing the narcissistic life that I'm living with, and for just even simple things like swearing in my videos, because I didn't used to swear, because I thought, you don't swear, people won't respect you, that kind of thing, until I realized it's who I am. Swearing is part of my survival. It feels good, and I like it. And I ended up changing my channel to be exactly who I am and to not giving a shit what people think, because I can't be hushed and still feel good. So when I share on this channel, and I had comments on this channel when I started it something like 5 years ago, I got some support and I got a lot of hate. People have a very hard time with someone saying anything negative about their mother. You're supposed to just accept everything that comes to you and just stand up to it and not put a negative tone on a mother or other people too. Unless it's like a man beating up his wife. People are really quick to say, get out of that situation, or to hate the man and not blame the woman. I'm not saying you're supposed to be blaming the woman, but I'm saying that's like an acceptable abuse to talk about. But to say that your mother abuses you physically in childhood and then mentally the entire time that you're with her, which is 61 years from me now, you're not supposed to talk about that. Maybe you can mention it, but get out of that situation and stop talking about it. Oh, if you really felt that way, or if it was really bad, you would have left. There's so many reasons why people do what they do. And I haven't even figured out all of my reasons why I stayed all this time. I kind of know why I'm staying now, because I just feel like it's too late. I've gone too far with it, and I'm just going to see it out. And I'm going to talk about it until there's nothing left to talk about. I want to share everything, most everything. There are some things that no one will ever know. I will take to my grave, because I know it would be met with complete disbelief. And I don't need that. I don't need to go to the deepest, darkest parts of what happened in my life. I just don't. I don't feel like I need to. You know, I kind of wish I could. Maybe on my deathbed, if I'm able to know that it's my deathbed, maybe I'll tell somebody. I don't know. It would feel good. So I'm still hushed in some way. I don't know. I don't know why we try so hard to please other people when we want to talk about our lives. It just makes no sense to me. And it just goes to show how people are trained to not talk. And we wonder why people don't, you know, talk about the fact that they were raped 30 years ago. You know, it was even worse then. I think that what was worse years ago for any kind of problem is that there just wasn't support for anyone. Now there is support, but there's still people being hushed. Oh, go to that person, go to that organization or whatever. Don't talk about it on social media. That's not the place for this. Go get help. That's the place for that. So people are more willing to accept the fact that some people have really shitty lives, but they still don't want to hear about it, especially on social media. And I just think that if everybody would stop and think and say to themselves, if you had a good life, or even if you didn't have a good life, if you had some good things, why is it okay to talk just about the things that are pleasant and not about the things that are unpleasant? Because a lot of people do paint a nice picture and only mention the pleasant things, but the unpleasant things are equally as important to be able to share. Because if you can't share it, then you always feel like it's so bad that it's not shareable. People just don't want to hear it. It's a way to keep you feeling like your life was awful and useless and not even worth talking about. Really, stop and think about that. I would love for people to be accepting. And if it makes you uncomfortable what that person is talking about, ask yourself why. Why is it so uncomfortable for me to listen to this? Doesn't mean you have to listen. You don't have to listen. But you know, maybe could try to say, that's her life she's talking about. I'm not going to ridicule her or make her feel bad because of choices she's made, or tell her to shut up and to get off social media with this shit. Go tell a counselor or a therapist or a doctor or whoever you need. You don't have to make that person feel bad. That person is doing exactly what they need to be doing in that moment. Like I'm talking right now about this because it's what I need to do. It really made me, stop and think about all this when I read that woman's story with her son. And then ask yourself why you're so uncomfortable about it. There's probably a reason. I don't know. If you're really not uncomfortable with it, then why would you care what somebody is talking about? And again, you can leave. You can leave anybody who's talking if you don't like the subject. Now, I have no interest in a lot of things that people talk about. It's just not something I'm into. You know what I mean? It could be just anything. Trekking up a mountain. I don't give a shit about that. I'm never going to trek up a mountain. So, we don't have to listen, but I wouldn't say to someone, trekking up a mountain, that doesn't belong here on social media. Do your thing. We don't need to know about it. That would sound ridiculous. So it sounds ridiculous to someone who's sharing their deepest, darkest secrets. Secrets are not good. They're not healthy, I don't believe, because I think talking about it, even if it's risking losing friends, I don't care if I lose friends who don't want to listen to what I have to say. That's not a friend. And I do lose subscribers, and that's okay too, I guess. Whatever. I can't walk through my day worried about what I say. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Thank you for listening, if you did indeed make it through this whole video, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.